The game plan is brought to you by Max Jazz Games, whose game Kung Pooby is not only the funnest thing that you'll say this week, but could be the funnest game you play all week as well. And you could be playing it right now. Kung Pooby, your gaming week is sorted with Kung Pooby. Kung Pooby, available now on the iOS App Store. That's where you're going to get Kung Pooby. Thank you very much, Max Jazz Games, for sponsoring Back Pocket and for giving us Kung Pooby.
Kung Pooby.
Kung Pooby. The game plan is where we look at the games that come out this week so you can plan out your week in video games. Let's take a look at what's coming out this week. First up, MLB The Show 21 coming out April 20th on so many platforms that we were not expecting it to come on. PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. Own the rivals, own the show, experience faster, deeper, and more intense moment-to-moment match action on the baseball field in this year's MLB The Show 21 from San Diego Studios. The words faster, deeper, and more intense are three terms that have never been applied to baseball, and I watch a fair bit of baseball. It's by far the most boring sport I participate in. Atelier, is that how I'm saying it, Pete?
Atelier.
Mysterious Trilogy Deluxe Pack, April 22nd for PlayStation 4, Switch, and PC. The definitive edition of the Mysterious Trilogy titles, featuring new content and a variety of previously released downloadable content. It's really just it's a lot of and hovercrafts. That's the two things that you need to know about that game series.
And hovercrafts, amazing.
Buildings Have Feelings 2 is coming out on April 22nd from Blackstaff Games. It's coming to PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC. Buildings Have Feelings 2 is an exciting new city management game about buildings and the city they inhabit. Imagine a city where buildings can walk and talk to one another. Each one has their own aspirations, hopes, and fears. Most of the time, they are just trying to get along with each other and make it through the day. Grow your city into a bustling metropolis with an array of shops, offices, entertainment, and amenities to help your buildings thrive or risk them being demolished forever. I have never seen a game like this before, and it's a really wonderful idea. Buildings Have Feelings 2 coming out on April 22nd alongside Orbital Bullet, which is coming to PC. Again, not a hovercraft in sight. A very cool idea. Orbital Bullet is a fast-paced 360-degree action platformer where all actions take place in a circular pattern. Fight your way through and around a variety of dangerous planets and use body modifications in combination with mind cloning to survive beyond death. There is so much to unpack in that game. We'll get to that pretty soon, I feel like. Judgment is coming to PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X and Stadia on April 23rd. It previously was a PlayStation 4 exclusive. From the team that brought you the critically acclaimed Yakuza series comes Judgment, a gritty tale of a disgraced attorney in his quest for redemption. Haunted by his past, he takes up arms as a private detective, clawing his way through Kamurocho's underground crime network to investigate a string of grisly murders. And then rounding out our week, it is Nier Replicant version 1.22474487139, April 23rd. A birthday gift for Nick Boy? I'll take it. PS4, Xbox One, and PC. A 1,000-year lie that would live on for eternity. Nier Replicant, and I have to say it, version 1.22474487139 is an updated version of Nier Replicant, originally released in Japan in April 2010. Discover the one-of-a-kind prequel of the critically acclaimed masterpiece Nier Automata, now with a modern upgrade, experience masterfully revived visuals, a fascinating storyline, and more. Gentlemen, a suite of games potentially more palate appealing than last week's titles. I'm going to start with Peter Burns. Peter, what are you excited about to add to your game plan this week?
It's Orbital Bullet for me. I think that's like... it may just be because of Oddworld the other week not having projectiles that move around the only path. They go off the map. So seeing these curve right around the map is very exciting to me. I think there was a Geometry Wars that was 360 degrees as well.
There was something on PlayStation that I reviewed years ago that was like a spaceship shooter that did this same kind of thing.
It was actually Geometry Wars or something.
I don't think it was, but it was similar vein, but with less of the style that we're seeing here. It was just lasers and neon spaceships, whereas this has got a much cooler art style.
Yeah, it looks like a kind of bullet hell thing that will be a bit of fun to play and kind of a different. Again, here we go with the perspective pun. Literally a different kind of perspective on these kinds of shooters. So some verticality in how you kind of move through the maps, because obviously there's not a lot of room to move left and right because you lap back around on yourself. So I think it'll be really interesting to see if it holds up beyond a few levels.
Yep.
Like the idea might get old quickly, but because a lot of them look like pretty generic buggy kind of things, but it looks like there's a bunch of different guns, and it looks pretty challenging bullet hell style. So it could be fun.
And in the chat, Blake Face says Resogun is what you're thinking.
Resogun was it.
It was. I was thinking, I was like, it was a Drinkbox Studio Games. It wasn't. It was Housemarque. And yeah, Resogun. Great game.
Yeah.
A bit disappointing, I'll say, that it's just well, obviously it's coming to PC first. I'd hope to see this ported to. We talked a lot about Switch today. Like, I feel I'd love to play this on a Switch. I didn't play this on a phone.
It doesn't have the pastel vector look and
that's
a
true.
story
That's
about
true.
a father.
It's about a lonely spaceman stuck in. I've got nothing in an infinite loop. But I would definitely play this on Switch, and I would play this.
Feels like he keeps walking the same path.
I'd play this on a phone. It looks like cool and simple enough.
It's a cool look, man.
Yeah. It's so cool, but PC. This isn't something I sit down to play on a PC, so that's my only criticism. But it looks cool.
Yeah, Gus, what's tickling your fancy?
Look, Buildings Have Feelings too looks so bloody charming. I think this is a really not just a cute look, but it also seems like a really fun spin on a city builder and a management kind of game that puts a whole lot of personality into it. I get a lot of, is it Sim Tower? I used to play a lot of, in terms of the perspective and the sort of micromanagement. But then adding this just brilliant art style and really adorable looking, out of sort of, touch of personality to it, I think will make it really endearing. I love it. It must have come off the idea that people used to draw on a lot of those GIFs of, like, buildings falling down. They draw the faces on them and like oranges stuck in, juices and that kind of thing. But I think this is bloody adorable, and I think I'll spend a lot of time in this. And it looks like there's a decent amount of management or sort of like systems working behind it outside of just where you place your buildings and how they get along. So I think it's obviously got some depth there as well. I do love some of the little aesthetic elements. I love that the humans are just like the little toilet door men and women kind of thing. They're just like they're the least important thing that's going on there by the looks of it. And then in one little part of the trailer, one of the buildings puts a shop at the bottom of it, which kind of looks like it puts on pants or something. So it's funny how, and one of my favorite words in the world, anthropomorphic, how they can do it just to a big block of bricks by putting little arms and legs on it and a cute little walk cycle. So I'm super keen for this.
It is such a cool idea, and really a great. It just looks like it will be a delight to play. So
and like a city builder should be fun, but you do realize halfway through it, it's just a bit boring. And like, what better way to do it than to give all of those buildings each a bit of a personality that they can talk back about their tenants and how they feel sitting alongside other buildings and stuff like that. Yeah,
I will say I don't think this is a replacement for SimCity. I don't think it's
no. Sorry, I guess my point there is just that, like, being told that the residents of this building don't like being next to that one is not as fun as the building telling you, I don't like this power plant or something. Like, that's adorable.
Yeah, it's nice.
But yeah.
And for me, I'm tossing up between two. I'm keen to try MLB The Show. Like I said, baseball, very boring sport, but for some reason I watch a fair bit of it. And I just want to see what that plays like. We spoke about it last week when it got announced that it's heading to Game Pass, one of those games that I would never buy, but now that I already own it, then I'm definitely going to check it out and see how it plays. But I think the pick for me is Nier Replicant version 1.22474487139. I really liked Nier Automata. This one is like, we were talking about it before we started the recording of, like, is this a remake or a remaster or what is it? I looked it up, and the series producer said that it is not a remake or a remaster, it's a version up. So confusing people even more, which is basically what the entire premise of Nier is. Nier Automata was one of those games that, like, I really didn't enjoy playing until I figured out what it was doing. And even then, I still didn't enjoy the playing of it. I enjoyed the, like, it was attempting to do narratively and emotionally and with its replays and endings and stuff. But I never really had fun playing the game itself. I fear that this will be slightly the same, and also without a lot of the things that Nier Automata took from the original and sort of like expanded on. But I know a lot of people have fondness for the original Nier, and they are keen for this. So yeah, this is probably what I will be checking out this week and doing at least for some of my birthday at the end of the week.
I wonder if this has some Demon Souls to Dark Souls vibes in terms of this is what a lot of people would enjoy to go back to see a lot of those sort of initial ideas and workings of that turned into something much bigger in Automata. And similarly, if you've played that and enjoy it, this is a nice way to go back and see the birthing of a lot of those concepts and the strangeness that is part of this series.
Totally. Whatever the equivalent for Nier is of like dragons on a bridge breathing fire, that when you play Demon Souls you're like, oh right, you really do just have one idea, and they've just they've put it in every game, and they take all their ideas and then they just shuffle them around in a different order and then make a new game.
Add a new number at the end of it.
Yeah, at the very least between this game and the next one, they managed to render slightly more clothing on her.
Yes. Yes.
Slightly.
Although that clothing, as soon as the camera dips below a certain angle, that clothing becomes completely irrelevant.
Oh, totally.
There's always a camera angle that can counter that clothing in some way.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm excited to see where it all began with Nier. Now you know what's dropping this week. You can figure out your game plan. Let us know what your game plan is in the comments or on our Discord.